Welcome to Twisted Monday. It's about time we did something I've been meaning to do specifically in Twisted Metal 3, which is acquire a gift sub. Hell yeah, thank you, Pete. Caprine Solidarity. Hell yes. But specifically, what I've been meaning to do requires cheat codes in Twisted Metal 3. Those cheat codes have been applied. There are boss characters in this game that you cannot normally play as, but we're going to play as them anyway. The cheats do cause a super warped, glitched out psychedelic version of Sweet Tooth that I wish I could play as, because it's really cool. But we're not going to play as that. We are going to play as a little fella called Darkside. His info is Flower Power's ass. Lucky us, with Thumper's voiceover. Good times. Thankfully, the actual gameplay is not as glitchy as this, but maybe it'll be somewhat glitchy. I don't mind the occasional glitch. Let's see what Darkside's campaign has in store for us. From what I can tell, Darkside is not nearly as overpowered as Primeval was. Primeval, I very easily beat the entire game. Pretty much deathless. I don't believe Darkside will be capable of carrying me that effortlessly. And if he doesn't, I will say that I am out of practice. There it is. With 2 tries, but finally I found a use for the rain missiles. Literally the only thing they're good for in this entire game because they don't have homing. So they go right for the Hollywood sign. Teach it a lesson about being copyrighted straight out of earlier Twisted Metal games. You have to change so much stuff for the re-release of Twisted Metal 2. I feel bad for Sony, one of the most valuable companies in the world. I'm not too worried about audio glitches in this game because I have played the PS3 emulation of it. So I know how bad the audio can get, and I doubt it will be anywhere near that bad on the emulation here. By the way, PC emulation, because it's the easiest way by far to get GameShark codes to work these days. Come to think of it, Club Kid might go for this if I don't steal it. What I should have done if I were smarter and cheatier would have been to give myself an ally, even though allies are completely useless, and make that ally Club Kid so that I don't have that thorn in my side. Make the enemy my friend. It's what I did for Primeval, but it didn't matter for Primeval because anything I did would have made that entire run trivial. Sure, Spectre's gonna try and get a health refill. Seems he didn't, though. Yeah, and then he set himself on fire and died. Goodbye, Spectre. Now, something I neglected to do, which I regret right now, is look up what the energy move combos are in this game. I know jump. Jump is no problem. That's the only one I know. There isn't a shield, so it's not the end of the world, and my special does freeze people. I always wondered when we were fighting against Darkside whether it just fired a free shot every single time, or if it just had the free shot come out automatically with the special. Turns out it is the latter. We actually have freeze fire. Although what I was really hoping was that the fire itself, when it touched enemies, caused them to both catch alight and freeze solid. Because that seemed really cool to me. But for some reason, Darkside is an ice-themed hell demon. Suppose it's not the only one in the history of mythology, but it's certainly uncommon. If Pizzarado the sheep wouldn't mind hosting the combo for free shots, I imagine that could come in handy. I think invisibility... Nope, that's not invisibility at all. I thought it was up, down, left, right. Ah, right, left, up. Left, right, up, even. That I can manage. Much appreciated. One down. Guess I'm full on napalms, because I'm probably not going to use very many of them, because my character is too far off the ground. I like playing as Thumper and the small vehicles in this game, because you can just bump into enemies, launch the napalm directly into them. You can do that with Darkside as well, it's just a little harder. My life is hard enough as it is. I'm playing Twisted Metal 3 after all. With Twisted Metal 2012 music. Hey, there should be absolutely no way for Spectre to save himself. Not that he seems to have any self-preservation instincts at this point. Massive overkill. Not mean to use the special, but we can hold only 2 specials at a time. And we currently have 2 specials, so... You were correct, it is left, right, up. And if I hadn't gone nose to nose with real Darkside, he'd be dead already. And now he's dead. Now there's no way I'll be able to do the wall kick with Darkside. Darkside is definitely way too heavy, but I've tried it with other vehicles that seemed too heavy. And I had some limited success. That said, the wall kick is difficult and the enemies are being weirdly aggressive. I'm probably gonna have to break all the stuff, but let's find out. That's not gonna do it. It seems like, if nothing else, my wheels are spread too far apart, such that I clip onto the edge of the ramp. And in these games, if you touch the edge of any 2 platforms at the same time, your vehicle goes absolutely berserk. That's something. Yes! Wall kick. Nothing can stop the wall kick. And indeed, it is Darkside. Out of practice, too. That really should not have worked. So much so that I'm not even going to risk it. I've got the teleporter right here. I'm going straight on top of the UFO. And brace yourself for a whole lot of flashing lights. Wish there was any other way to get everybody killed this quickly, but we got a screen flash absolutely everything. Thanks for the bits. It was a bit of a respectable stunt from our Peterbilt truck. Where's the fireman? You like fire so much? Uh-oh. Health refill. I did feel like I was being cheap But then he immediately got a health refill, and I regretted not crushing his spirit sooner. And now the game actually sort of begins. Those first few levels are utterly trivial no matter what you do, so.
Put the fat guy out of business for good.
You know, I wonder if it was the PC version of Twisted Metal 1, which only saw release in Japan, that inspired this version of Darkside. Because in that PC port, when you use Darkside Special, it does freeze an opponent. Maybe they inspired themselves with an extremely obscure version of their own game. Twisted Metal 3 has either a certain je ne sais quoi that you only start to appreciate when you've played it for far, far, far too long, or you get Stockholm Syndrome, the debunked psychological phenomenon, which is actually just cops lying about the victims' experiences of being taken hostage, because the cops themselves are worse than the average hostage taker. One way or another, you sort of get addicted to Twisted Metal 3. Even though I think Twisted Metal 4 is a much better game, this is really in line with what Twisted Metal should be, in a way that Twisted Metal 4 is not even close to being. So when you play all the games in a marathon, like certain foolish individuals I know, you really get an appreciation for where this game slots into the entire series. Sort of a weird evolutionary step that didn't lead much of anywhere, but also was not a complete dead end. Really, you just lament the unfulfilled potential, because that's what it mainly has in common with Twisted Metal 2012. Every good idea is met with either atrocious implementation or an equivalent bad idea that ruins it. Like this valley that we have to deal with. I hate this little area. We now have modders that are expert enough to, like, completely rewrite a game. For one thing, that means we'll probably have Kaizo Twisted Metal soon enough. But for another, it means we could probably rewrite all the Twisted Metal 3 levels and vehicles and weapons into the Twisted Metal 4 engine. And by we, I mean people who I am in no way affiliated with, doing 100% of the work. And me reaping the rewards of having more content that I can squeeze out. Because there has been, I believe, a total conversion mod of Twisted Metal 4. Or at least a significantly altered modification. That's been released fairly recently. Oh, and Harbor City. They got one of the Harbor City prototypes that was much further along than the one I showed up before. Functional. Finally, as people have been trying to do for a long, long time. And I guess I'll have to figure out how to make that happen as well. Yeah, there are like speed runs of Twisted Metal Harbor City at this point. It has its own category on speedrun.com even. So it's like a legit thing. Losing a life this early seems unfortunate, especially because we have these passwords. Those passwords don't work. They play a sound on the title screen, and then you just stay on the title screen, regretting your every life decision. There's one down. I think... Okay, I was worried that someone who remained might have gotten the full health. Apparently wouldn't have mattered that much because it was just Thumper, and Thumper's health is not doing too bad. Usually it's Hammerhead who gets the full health. So many runs have been made absolutely unbearable by Hammerhead getting the full health. I hate this pit so much. My turning radius is abysmal. I got frozen at the same time I froze Hammerhead. I have much more freezes where that came from. I definitely just took a free shot right to the face and didn't care one bit about it. Just kept on rolling. So, nice try, Thumper. You think the game would have pity on you since you are the game, but no. I have protagonist syndrome. Now let's find him and finish him. Holding misses, I guess. Our collision impact damage is pretty respectable. He did delay the inevitable very briefly by using his special to make me a trout going upstream. I could not collide him to death.
What a beautiful city. Many landmarks are still standing, but not for long.
Jolly old London town
While you're there, say hi to an old friend of mine.
is going to have to explode violently in the near future. I'm a bit concerned because the actual hard part of the game is the minion boss fight, and I've already lost one of my 3 lives. The math on that does not work out particularly well. Apparently there might be something along the lines of a Vigilante 8 remake by fans as well. I've been meaning to play more of Vigilante 8, actually. Remake or no, so... if that comes out, we'll definitely see it. And if not, just as well, we'll see the original game. I mean, it's pretty much the best ripoff of Twisted Metal that exists. It's got enough of its own thing going on that it's not just Twisted Metal, but worse. But it definitely scratches the same itch, unlike the vast majority of other car combat games that I am also very thrilled to play. Okay, apparently that Vigilante 8 remake is readily available. I've just been out of the loop so long, I never noticed. Gonna have to correct that sooner or later. But what's been going on with car combat in general has been pretty wild. It's really mirroring the nu metal revival, where nu metal has really been having a moment in the last couple of years. Oh, I can't believe she got that. But exactly along the same lines, from the same time period, car combat is back in a big way. and I'm the benefactor. Clearly everything from the edgy late 90s nonsense era is of interest again. All that old trash that most people don't even know about in the first place is beloved, getting the love that it deserved all along. I once talked to a 20-year-old about Twisted Metal, and he had literally never heard of it. Couldn't blame him. This was while the TV show was in production. But still, like, 3 or 4 of the games had come out in his lifetime. I don't know what killed me so fast. Oh, Mr. Brim's special actually does respectable damage. That's what did it. So I'm gonna be in a bit of trouble here. Only a bit, though. Not exactly gonna be easy. But we have the means to beat this. And since we're already cheating, it's not going to be that cheap. All things considered. All I have right now is napalms, though. Clearly, Darkside's HP is not much higher than an average vehicle in this game. Like, this really could have been just a default unlocked car you could just drive as. It absolutely should have been one of the unlockable cars, like Sweet Tooth, which are not actually unlockable. You just have to know the cheat code and input it. Should really get Flower Power out of here, because she's also addicted to health refills, more so than most other cars. But Sweet Tooth is having none of it. She doesn't swing that way, Sweet Tooth. Nice try, though. Oh, this is getting annoying, and Sweet Tooth's not going to help with anything. This is special is legitimately dangerous. Okay. Rid of her. We can easily survive Sweet Tooth. And then, eventually, try to get lucky with Minion. Looking forward to what they do with the likes of some of our favorite characters in the next season of Twisted Metal. I hear it is currently shooting, or possibly recently done shooting. Shooting started sometime during the summer. So it should be well on its way to audiences that surprisingly kept it alive this long. Okay, we gotta save the specials. The specials will be perfect for dealing with Minion. Kind of annoying that almost every boss in this game has a special that freezes you. Primeval being the one exception. They overcompensated by making it just almost instant kill you. Feel like at least a third of the health of most vehicles. Okay. That is a save state. I'm going to test that it works. I don't want a game over here. We're ready to go, but I should probably at least glance at the minimap occasionally to make sure I'm not about to get run over. Now we have a bit of an advantage. The Minion is still Minion, so nothing's written in stone. He's dead. Just kept him cornered and stuck. Rain missiles even helped a little bit.
Oh, how
Good for you,
I
rain
love
missiles.
The rooftops of Tokyo. Such a high-tech city. It's too bad the volcano erupted and flooded the streets. Have a nice time. And be sure to check out what's on the side.
Oh, I don't know how he got out of there. I'm sure I blew up the grate on the fan here. Yeah, it is wide open, but he still drove right through it somehow. Must have blown it up a little too late because I was doing it blind. Oh well. A moderate annoyance. Our special does have a bit of knockback, sort of like thumpers, which means I might still be able to hurl someone into the abyss. I thought for sure I was going to overshoot the ramp and then land on the other side of the radar and not be able to collect it and have to go all the way back around, but it turns out Darkside is much faster than I expected. Not there, no problem. Warthog seems to have been going for the full health and then just changed his mind. Spectre sliced me off the ground like a blade. Went for Warthog. He could have gotten 2 hits for the price of 1 if it had gone to Flower Power. He's currently going for a full health refill, so... or a partial health refill, that is to say. And she's gonna get it. And then she's gonna get it. Get some full-on power missiles. She's not getting this one. And she's back where I can fight her. Sort of, almost. Hey, nice work, free shot. That thing went at a 90-degree angle. Oh, there's another one. I tried so hard to get rid of it. Oh, apparently we can hold 3 specials, though. I thought it capped it, too. Okay. Another one down. 2 more enemies. One of them's just Firestarter. I don't like how much damage they immediately did to me, though. And then just annihilated me.
Oh, how I love the rooftops
Rough.
of Tokyo.
Well, we gotta keep these health refills out of their way much more effectively. This is Charlie Murder with the 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, how I love the rooftops of
Gotta go for this immediately. 3, 2, 3 really wants everyone killed in this fan.
Have a nice time. And be sure to check out what's on the satellite.
In he goes. Big advantage already. I added a bunch more Charlie Murder music. The only reason it hadn't been there earlier was because the tracks on the soundtrack are all like 7.5 minutes long, and they just loop the same thing 2 or 3 times for no good reason, so I took the extra loops out. Edited down versions that are like 2.5 minutes long. Because the Charlie Murder soundtrack is phenomenal. Oh yeah, I should probably go for the radar. Forgot I reset everything. And now I have to do everything again. This time I will throw down another safety save upon the regeneration occurring. I got kind of lucky getting the radar last time. Not so much this time. Enemies are prone to overshooting it and grabbing the radar on accident. They failed to do so. So this radar is wide open for me. Gotcha. Almost impossible not to get it at this point. Made sure to say that before I actually got it, so that I could truly humiliate myself if I did indeed fail. They are hitting me hard. One down. Two down. And all that remains is that. Safety save. You'll have to trust me. The full health should still be here, although it's entirely possible that Flower Power went and got it. But she did have full health last time I checked, and indeed, she did go and get it. It's mostly just an annoyance for me. Turns out that the regenerations are determined at the very beginning, right after the load screen, not at the moment of regeneration. So science has been performed. And only one enemy's left, so this ought to be fine. Just fine. Power missiles require such precision in this game. That's how easy it was all along.
The Valley of the Kings. With the ancient rulers of the Nile. Greatest battles of all time would take place on top
Destroy the obelisk so we can get on top of the pyramid.
of the Pharaoh.
Do an accidental rear attack. And hit him with the eye. At least try to. They're staying pretty well stacked up, so this could work out. Trying to target from radar alone is not likely to ever pay off. Had to try. I rarely edit Twisted Monday videos. Largely out of laziness. Someone that would benefit from editing, that's for sure. Anyone want to go touch the little pyramid nub on the ground? Apparently they do. That did a lot of damage. I think that slain person had quite a bit of HP left. Oh no, you probably don't. Yeah, you didn't. A respectable effort, though. There's a bit of strategic flipping over on my head that I'm trying to do, because I have a fantastic turning radius when I am upside down. But when I'm on my wheels, it takes forever. Turn like 45 degrees. Oh, that was like a perfect shot. I can hold 4 specials. Do I hear 5? See, now you wish you hadn't used your jump dodge. Which you never should have been able to do in the first place. Outlaw's back. Safety save is back. I've not used the tomb yet. We haven't seen Augur yet, and I was warned that Augur can induce some extra glitches here when we're using the cheats that I'm currently using. We'll see if that's true, because I do need Augur to specifically behave in order to do the thing that I'm doing now, which is tricking them into the tomb in a way that they can never escape from. They're trying so hard to go into the tomb. They're being such good boys. You can do it, Axel. Okay, you can take me with you, I guess. Well, they're in the tomb and they can't escape. But they're staying in the part that doesn't get hurt by the lightning. This is a be careful what I wish for, Twisted Metal style. Regrettable wish that I've been granted here. Here we go. Only one survivor. I should just wait by the entrance and cook his goose as soon as he steps out. Like that. That's a good point made in chat, which is that Twisted Metal 3 has a weird, overly edgy and overly cartoony vibe to it all throughout. Some of the vehicles are very realistic, and others are super wacky. The levels are largely like gray and drab and sort of like the stuff you would see in Twisted Metal 2012. But they're all introduced by Vincent Price impersonation. Oh yeah, I probably should do the trick to break the panel early. And the soundtrack is super metal and heavy and scary. But all the characterizations and the endings are, well, the silliest in the entire series. I don't think I got it there. It seemed like the explosion was on the outside. So I don't like my odds with this attempt. And I'm rather glad that I put down that safety save. As this looks like a complete write-off. Darkside might just be too damn big to get in there. Looks like it. Might be able to pull it off if I practiced a bunch more, but I'm just going to play it the legit way. Trying to cheat is clearly a bad idea. I've been punished. I could try the napalm. I know from experience that the napalm arc is like a millimeter in front of your bumper, directly upward. So if I wedge my bumper in just a little bit, I would probably break that guarded panel. They clearly don't want me trying, though. Okay, last panel. Did I miss one? Might have missed one. We'll see. Maybe we won't. Let's go right for attempting a napalm trick here. Because with my limited health resources, getting this to work would be very handy. And there it is. Right through the gate. Napalm was the way to go. Kind of funny that with the smaller vehicles, you bounce off so far that every time I've attempted to use a napalm, it just has failed utterly. So I was very gun-shy about trying that out. Last time I played head-on, I mentioned that it's kind of silly that they only give you 5 enemies at a time in that game, because the levels are clearly designed for more than 5 enemies. Screen flashing. But the overall experience of that game ends up being very, very sparse and empty feeling, specifically because they don't put enough enemies in the levels. This game, 5 enemies is too much. It's a thing that they could only do in the final level here. It's like a big climactic finale thing. Which doesn't actually matter because the enemies are immortal until you do a little gimmick. Okay, Augur died. Everyone else is ready to die. Should have known flower power. All about that regeneration. She's a healing class. Saving the world for selfish reasons. Her own longevity. If I joust with her, I can hit her with this bomb. She wants a health refill. Now you got nothing. Get jousted. I'll try to use my special against Primeval. I don't think it has anywhere near the sort of knockback that Thumper's does. This won't be easy, but the optimal speedrun character for this game has been shown to be Club Kid. He does not have a knockback special. So what you gotta do is get him in the right spot and remote bomb him into oblivion. Which is dramatically harder than just throwing him in... throwing him in with, damn. Really should have thrown down a safety save after completing all the enemies. But yeah, it's way harder to do instant kills on him using Club Kid. The entire Club Kid run is way harder than the Thumper run. And only marginally faster, so... not really worth it. It's almost funny that all my safety saves have been for no reason. Anytime I throw down a safety save, I get it on the next try. But anytime I risk it and don't throw down a safety save, I do not get it. That's the thing about safety. You've got to sort of practice safety all the time. They really want this health refill. Cycled through too many weapons. Could have had Spectre dead by now. I think... okay, every enemy went upstairs. Where there's health refills for them. If I had the lightning, this would be the perfect time to kill absolutely all of them. Let's try it. Screen flashing. 1 kill. There we go. Everyone was right where I wanted them. Augur vacated the area quite wisely. Gonna hold on to remote bombs because I might need them. Oh, and ricochets. Ricochets knock you upwards in this game, though. I don't like my odds on using those. Where the hell is he? Turning radius is so bad. He can just easily get behind me. Jump is not at all what I meant to input. Yeah, I can't napalm point blank. Not consistently, anyway. I can if they're up against the wall, which is actually a pretty good way to get it done, no matter what character you're playing as. Speed missiles are so worthless that they couldn't even get that last HP off. The way a little nudge would.
I'd like you to meet an acquaintance of mine. He goes by the
Safety save, which means I got it this time.
He's not as friendly as the other contestants have been.
Nothing could possibly go wrong. Granted, I don't really have a plan for what to do here. Try and do it cheap. Yeah, it goes right up. Nothing of value there. And even remote bombs don't have very much knockback. That plan didn't work.
Primeval. Be careful. He's not as friendly as the other contestants.
Let's try to actually do a boss fight. Boss v boss. Surely we are on level footing. There's not a single health refill in the entire level. Too bad for him. Had a real hard time respawning there. Not even sure why. We can still ambush him from the side. Napalms go right into him because he's so huge. Need an escape plan. That ain't it.
He goes by the name Primeval. Be careful. He's not
We're
as
almost done
friendly as
here.
the other contestants have been.
It is inevitable. Really would like a health refill, though. Also, where is he? Do some light bullying, some hit and run. Okay, we got plenty of stuff up here. And this music from Jet Moto, I believe, is very climactic. Okay, somehow that didn't hit him at all. Doesn't make any sense to me. Especially because I keep hitting myself. Alright, he's come down. Look at that. Can't even turn to face him. But he killed himself. Twisted Metal, folks. I love Twisted Metal 3. Apparently when you win, it just crashes the game, maybe? Let's see. Can I get out of here? Nope. Game crashed. So, in the manual, it says, Mr. Ash cannot be depicted because he does not reflect light. This is Mr. Ash. We are actually seeing Mr. Ash's ending, wherein he does not reflect light. He just displays a black screen. He removes all light from the universe. Mr. Ash wins. Hell yeah. And that's Twisted Metal 3's Darkside. Fun, silly nonsense. Actually somewhat difficult because he's not too overpowered. Even Minion is not too overpowered when you play as him, like, in the game. There he is now. Minion's only overpowered as a boss fight, because he's impossibly accurate with that special. So yeah, Twisted Metal 3. Fun game. Honestly underrated. As much grief as it has cost me. As many times as I said that I hated this game on recording. It's love-hate. So, more vehicular combat coming at you with a very stretched definition of vehicular combat when I return to the stream momentarily. But for now, that is it for Twisted Metal 3. Thanks for joining me. I am Fiendly, and I thank you for watching Twisted Monday.